everyone, I hope you're all doing super well and welcome to this oil painting and chill session. We begin with a small vlog as always. I found this super cute little cafe near me. Look how lovely this crockery is, and I managed to get a little drink, but of course I wasn't able to sit inside because it was a little bit crowded, so I sat outside and freezed myself into a snowman type figure. And so in this I hope you like this painting. If you are interested in the stories behind my paintings, then please follow me on Instagram and I will follow you back if you're a creative person or an artist, and all the stories behind my paintings are on there. So this video I thought I would talk about exhaustion, being tired, and how to sort of fight through that fatigue this month, because there are two sort of big events in the art world at the moment. One is Inktober and the other one is Mab's Jewellerween Club. It's slightly less well known but becoming super well known now, and it's absolutely amazing. It's basically run by Mab Graves. She's an incredible artist and she runs this club every year, and basically every day during the month, if you can upload a really amazing, interesting Halloween themed drawing, and there will be prompts. And basically a prompt list is they give you sort of ideas, so it'll just be one word and it will give you an idea as to what to create. And I never do drawings in advance for any of these events because I'm never sure if I'm actually going to participate in them. And I know some people do like to draw in advance, and I think that's absolutely great. If you can get organised and do that, that's brilliant. But I can't, because I never know if I'm actually going to be able to, last the entire month. So instead, what I do is I do it when I'm actually in the zone. And last year I wasn't able to complete Inktober. In fact, I only got to do one day of Inktober and I just completely burnt out. I just thought I can't handle this because I had to do so many oil paintings at that time. But this year, because last year I had sort of galleries and things to worry about, whereas this year, because of COVID, I haven't got that worry, although I do have deadlines with oil paintings. But I figured I would try my best to get involved in at least one of the events. So I'm not doing Inktober, but I am doing Mab's Jewellerween, and I'm really excited about it. I've started it. I've done 3 pieces so far and I've enjoyed it so much. They all haven't turned out a success because 2 of them I had to rework. So I've actually made 5 drawings so far. One of them is actually a mixed media, painting mixed with ink. The other 2 are drawings, and then the other 2, I think one was a watercolor and the other one was some drawing, maybe an acrylic as well. And so I'm really enjoying it so far, and I feel so happy to be part of the community, because what's so great about these events is you get to meet new artists who are also doing the same topic, still working within the same challenge. And so that's really nice, because normally when I'm painting I don't have anyone giving me a subject matter to paint to, and I wish there was that, because I wish these challenges ran all year round, because it's so nice to be able to actually have a theme to work on. Otherwise it's a theme that I have to think of myself, and that's not always easy. Coming up with ideas myself can sometimes be a bit of a challenge, but this month will be really exciting, and it's been so fun for me so far. And one year maybe I will do Inktober, but Inktober for me has always been so daunting, just because in terms of the volume of people who do Inktober, and I think because Mabs is slightly smaller, but again it's growing massive now. But with Inktober it was so vast, and there were so many artists across the world, and I just thought, well, how could my art's just going to get lost in there, and nobody's going to be interested in my inks. So, and I'm not really an inking artist. I'm not great at that, I wouldn't say. So this is again a challenge, but it's going to be really fun, I think. And so I thought I'd come up with some ideas about how to sort of work through fatigue and being tired when you're trying to basically juggle several different pieces at once, because I'm pretty sure all artists are doing the challenges and also keeping up other art that they're working on the side. I always find it really not necessarily a strain, but hard work to do anything else but oil painting during the day, because if I've done a full-on oil painting session, it does take it out of me, and then that's it. I don't tend to go back to any other art in the second part of the day. I just do work on other things. I work on the marketing side. But now I'm like coming back, and it's sort of towards the evening I start doing my Mabs Halloween work, and so that's really unusual for me because I don't normally paint in the darkness like when there's no natural light or anything like that. So again, it's a new experience. And one thing that I find to be great is to just basically get out of the house to do something really refreshing, like whether it's a really brisk walk or going to a cafe. I've been getting into going to cafes locally. Now, this is something I would never normally do because, as I've said many times, I don't hang around locally. But I just, because of obviously COVID, it's a lot more of a thing to go out further than that. And I also feel like it's a great way to just recharge and like refocus. And whenever I come back from being out and about, even if it's just for an hour, I always feel so much more energized, and I just feel so ready to get down to things. And I really feel like it's a great way to really hone your concentration. And so that's a really good one. Another really good thing I like to do is I like to cook. So I don't actually like to cook. I am not a very great cook at all. People sometimes say that I'm a good cook, but I think they're just being polite. I do know how to cook a lot of different things because when I was a kid, I was so curious as to how certain things were made. So whenever I taste like a lasagna, for example, I would always wonder how was a sauce made, and how was all the components inside the lasagna made, and I was just so interested. And so from a very young age, I started to cook quite complex dishes because I was just always so curious as to how they were done. And I love to eat, but I don't love to cook. And if only I loved to cook. I think if I did love it, I would do it even more than I do it now. But I sort of feel like it's important not to eat too much processed food, and I'm quite health conscious. So I always try to cook as much as I can. So that's a really great thing to do because it does actually help you get energized, because then when you're eating your food, you do get the energy, obviously. And cooking itself, well, the more you practice, obviously the faster it becomes. And I'm trying to be a really fast cook now, because then at least I can get to eat the food in a short time frame after I've cooked it. But yeah, so that's another really good thing to do. It can be quite relaxing as well if you're cooking a dish that you're familiar with. I really am so familiar with cooking risotto, like I can do it on a autopilot. So as I've made it like thousands of times, and there are so many other dishes like that where I just, like all curries basically, I can just cook on autopilot. I don't even need to think about it. And so it's a great way to take your mind off your art and your, or whatever creative work you're doing, and just go into a different zone. Even though it is still creative to a certain degree, it's not the same type of creativity. So you're like, again, refocusing, and when you get back to your work, you'll be like super in the zone, able to concentrate, etc. So I do hope that this helps, and I do hope you like this painting. It took a really long time, and I was working in a sort of style that I'm not totally familiar with, and so I just hope that you like it. Working hard on painting forests, I still find painting forests difficult. I think it's the multiple number of trees and leaves, and getting all that to really blend together and look seamless. It's not an easy thing, but I really do hope you like this painting with lots of birds and fishes. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and take care, guys.